Sure.
Might as well. I got nothing to say now.
I'm Jake Schriner.
I'm Bob Nelson.
I'm Tracey White.
I'm Pastor Johnny Leckie, and this is the Compass Conversation podcast. Thanks for joining, everyone.
Hello.
Currently in progress.
We will follow you. You have the name above every name. We will follow you, King Jesus.
It's funny because right between that stand and Jake's head, you can see Kathy. Like bigger.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Practicing that bass.
Well, hey, it's good to see everyone tonight. We're into the thick of the week, Monday. So it's always thick on Mondays for me when I'm back in school.
Yeah.
All right, let's go around the table. How are we doing, Jake?
I'm good. Thank you.
Did you get my text about?
I did get your text. I'm sorry I didn't respond.
That's
Yes,
all right,
I got
okay.
your text. So
Maybe you're mad. He's mad about the card.
Yeah, the calendar has been updated.
Yes, it has.
Yeah, good. It's been a couple weeks since we met here. Because last week we just did the band practice and stuff. But
Oh, that's right.
yeah, nothing.
Right? Oh, that's right. Yeah, that is right.
Yeah.
Nothing new. Harper starts preschool a week from today.
Yeah.
Officially.
Oh.
Yeah.
She's growing up.
It's wild. She was on the waiting list for the school we wanted to get her into, and then we got an email last Thursday, that said that they had a spot for her.
Yeah.
So they had an open house on this past Saturday. We went there, got her all registered and everything, and she was initially very upset when we told her. She started crying.
She didn't want to go.
Nervous.
I don't blame her.
Yeah, I get it. But no, now she's really excited about it, and she's looking forward to her first day of school. And it's nice because it's full-time, full days. So, with Klutz and my work schedule, it works out that on days that her and I both work, we can, still drop her off in time in the morning for me to make it to work on time and then pick her up. And I don't have to leave work early or anything like that. So,
Well, you can tell Harper I feel exactly the same way.
Everybody's feeling like that. Yeah.
Ugh, I don't want to go either.
But I hope it doesn't bum Kathy out too much. She's not
she's
listening to this, but
Yeah,
she's been almost to the day. She has been coming over to your guys' house for 4 years.
Yeah.
Almost to the day.
Yeah.
She started in August 4 years ago. So you guys have been watching her since she was 11 months old,
Yeah.
and now she's 4 years and 11 months
16
old.
now?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah, sometimes. But yeah, so we're really looking forward to that. The school looks really good. A lot of great reviews on it. A lot of people that return every year to keep going back. And I was happy to see that on the registration form they only had 2 boxes available for which gender is your child. So we went out to dinner with my in-laws last night. My father-in-law and I were laughing about that, and he goes, "This must be a private school." I'm like, I think
Might be.
You're going on a flight.
So yeah, that's kind of the exciting stuff happening in my world this week. Getting her ready for that. So
That's awesome, though.
yeah, it's cool.
Yay. All right, moving right along. Pastor Bob, how are you?
I'm doing really good. 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago, I guess, when I was last year, that's when it would have been.
Yeah.
It had been wrecked because it had been a very long several weeks. And yeah, I took Monday and Tuesday off last week, and Joy and I just had a really good time. Planned nothing. She's like, "Oh, we got to do some organization." No. So yeah, we just had a really wonderful time. Went to a musical. I know I've said I hate musicals on here. The modern ones I'm good with. It was In the Heights over at the theater we love to go to, and it was amazing. They did, as always, a really good job. So that kind of started that off with Sunday afternoon, and then ended with sushi over at our favorite Chinese restaurant. We had a great time with that. So yeah.
How is that sushi bar?
Oh my gosh,
Is
it's
it
good.
cool?
Yeah.
We went there a couple weeks ago, and I saw they had redone it and opened it up and everything. I want to try it.
It's well worth it. If you because Felix the chef, he's very funny. He brings in very fresh foods and stuff.
Not a sponsor.
All right, what's the name of the?
It's the Honeybee Bistro. Not a sponsor.
No, you can
Not a
say
sponsor.
Oh, sorry.
But if you want to.
Comedy's all about time.
Bob.
Sorry.
Come to
That's why it's
Denver.
not funny.
The place has robots.
Yes, it is.
Well, sushi robots.
Well, they have a robot that like seats you and a robot that brings the food out to your table. Yeah, it's really cool.
Okay.
So,
It's neat.
so yeah, a really good place. We've been going there for years. Always been our favorite. So and the owners and kind of know us and everything, and so yeah, it's just a good place. So yeah, that allowed me to reset a lot of my issues with work. Yeah, it was good.
Good,
And then today was just a regular day for a change, so that was even better. Yeah, got off and with no real overtime. It was a wonderful thing. Unlike
That's great.
last time.
Nice. That's right, because you weren't even with us.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, it's been a while since you've been
Yes.
here, Oak.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
It's good to be
Yeah.
back.
Oh, we're glad you're here. All right, we're going to jump across the table. Tracey White.
Hello.
Mr. GQ. Looking good.
Yeah.
No product in there.
By the way, we've got, we should have some kind of challenge, the hats against the no hats.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hats are over there.
That's off to.
Okay.
I forgot mine. I'm just ignoring that. All right, we're going to keep going.
It was a Monday. But this weekend, Kathy and I got away for a night. We went down to Colorado Springs. It was Family Day, the Air Force Reserve Family Day with the unit down there, 302nd. And so we went there to see some friends that we hadn't seen in a few months. And that was interesting. That was a lot of fun. There was a few people who were like, man, I almost didn't recognize you.
You should have seen you the week before.
Yeah, right.
They wouldn't have let you on base.
Yeah, who was that guy?
Yeah, they were like, hey, you want to show up for formation tomorrow? And I'm like, you gonna pay me? Because otherwise, no. But no, it was actually fun. And then, when we were coming back, we went through this massive rainstorm. It turns out, getting out of Colorado Springs, that was the one that had the tornado in it.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I love the tornado.
Yeah, we missed the tornado. That would have been cool to be like sucked up and like, wee,
Not in Kansas anymore, totally.
just to see if it was real.
It's the going up part that's cool. It's the coming
Now the coming down part would be, it's the sudden stop at the end that was
Right. The end,
the harmful one. Yeah. And then and then our household is just surrounded by gloom and doom because Harper's not going to be there anymore.
Yeah, we're just kind of going around the circle here.
Just kidding.
It'll be quieter for you.
Maybe. I don't know. The other cool thing coming up is Josh is, because school started, we and he just graduated. We said you can have fun during the summer. Once school starts, you got to get a job. And guess what?
You got a job?
No. School is starting, so he's got to get a job. So,
Set us up really well for this. That's comedy right there. Timing, it's all about that.
yeah. Anything else? I don't know. Nothing else. Kathy's learning bass.
Yeah, she is.
Still going. But spent the day picking weeds today, so and the yard looks better for it. So Johnny, how about you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing okay. You can tell a little bit of red in my. Yeah, so back to school today. And no kids. That's tomorrow. But I'm telling you, all the way up till Saturday, I was thinking it was Wednesday that the kids were coming back.
Oh, no.
Now you're wrecked, huh?
One day sooner.
So we crammed a lot into today too, because I'm trying to run again, and I started with the app last week, and forgot that it's a Monday, Wednesday, Friday kind of deal. It's like to run a 10K kind of thing, and I just forgot about that. So I ran Monday, and I ran I think Tuesday, and then I was like, oh wait, I'm supposed to. Or it may have been Monday, I don't remember when I started, but I was off. So I waited a few days, and in that time I had a birthday, meaning
yes.
I can't run now. Oh, no. No. What I meant was I had cake and ice cream on Sunday night.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. It wasn't awesome today.
It's not good runner food, but
Oh, my soul. I was just feeling the extra days between the last run plus extra calories over the weekend.
Oh.
And then coming back from school, trying to cram that in because I did it in the late afternoon. So I ran before coming. You probably can smell I changed, but I haven't had my shower yet.
I can't smell anything since
Yeah, very
COVID.
good,
No.
very good. So anyway, sorry about that, but Don't be sorry. This is one of those advantages for each night. So anyway, I just quickly changed, and then Leona threw in a workout real fast too. So we're trying to get the schedule back on track, and so there's a lot that's going into that. But Mondays are the big days, and so I'm feeling it today. So there you go.
Okay.
Were you about to say something about
I
it?
don't.
You had a twinkle of bursting laughter behind your
No.
face there.
Yeah, but I know what it feels like to run on bad food.
Yeah,
It's not good.
It was hard. I don't know what was going on.
You're like a half mile into it. You're like, why am I doing this? I don't understand.
The funny
But
part
I'm
is he
looking
says you're a half a mile into it. I'm like, I don't even walk that far.
Well, I'm pretty committed to it. I mean,
That's
I'm
good.
you have to kind of get into that right mindset. It was like a few weeks ago when I was talking about the you have to get the gear, get the game plan, you know, all that kind of stuff. So
Training
that's what I'm
instead
doing.
of trying,
Trying instead of
right?
training. Yep.
Yep.
So
That's right.
I'm pretty committed to it right now, but it is hard. But that's the deal. It's like if you can't do these kinds of things, or at least maintain balance in your life, figuring out balance in your life, when it's difficult, you're never going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
So it has to work in all of your life. So that's what I'm trying to get together right now.
And
It's hard.
It is tough. Yeah, it's a tough thing. They going kind of to that sermon. I was feeling a little attacked because there's that thing where the person runs aimlessly. Don't be like the person who runs aimlessly. When I run, I run pretty aimlessly.
That's the best kind of run.
Yeah, for me.
Aimlessly running. Yeah. Well,
A bad workout is better than no workout.
I agree.
Also true.
I agree. This was definitely one I can check
That's
out.
good to hear because I only got 70
Joy.
push-ups.
Only
in today.
70?
Yeah.
I did
That is-
That's a busy
115
day.
minutes yesterday morning.
I'm thinking that's about 70 more than I did today. So. Way to go. I got to bring that back in too. All right, guys. Well, enough of this chit chat. Let's talk. Like, all right, what you guys want to talk about? The weekend. We'll go ahead and throw in the announcement. Rain date for movie night. Hopefully, won't be a rain date
Friday.
this Friday. Arkansas Elementary School, Muppet Treasure Island. We're going to try one more time. All right, now we move along.
Yeah, I feel like I shouldn't even look at that weather app just to make sure.
Yeah, it's don't even pay attention.
Yep.
Won't matter anyway.
Nope. It doesn't. It didn't last time.
Did last time.
The weather's been just, I mean, it's great that we're getting rain. It's just atypical.
Yeah, it has been strange. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Usually we're just baking and there's nothing.
Yeah.
It's messing with the animals too because I saw geese the other day. I'm like, you're about a month early at least.
Yeah, it's usually a September thing.
Yeah. Exactly. So yeah, it's not just Mother Nature. It's messed.
Yeah, well, we'll see how it all shakes out. Hopefully Friday will be nice and dry.
I think
And
so.
cool.
Yeah.
And I was thinking there may be some advantages too because school's back in. I haven't mentioned. Lori knows that we're doing this on Friday. I talked to Darren about making sure we don't have sprinklers coming on Friday.
Good.
So all of that's in line. But if I
'Cause
can
that would
maybe,
be funny.
if I could, yeah, it would be funny. It'd be kind of like the rain on us. Like, we just made our own this time. Ha ha! Big practical joke on the neighborhood. But anyway, what I'm saying is we might actually have a better attendance if I can sort of get the word out in the school even that it's
Yeah.
happening Friday. So in the end, like I said, God was not surprised by any of that.
Yeah,
And I had fun with you guys on that night too anyway. So,
it was a hoot.
yep.
And
All right.
Never forget that movie night.
Yeah. That's so true. That is true. All right, well, what else? Let's talk about this past weekend or the weekend before that. It's all a blur. This
It's got to be the weekend
fast.
before since we didn't do a podcast last week.
Yeah.
So
It was words of wisdom for the sermon. So I believe was
Words
it?
of wisdom?
Oh, yeah.
So I would look back at my
No,
Bible
it
app
was the
and
trying
it's-
one. Never mind.
That was
Getting
2
my
weeks ago.
confused, yeah.
Right. I logged in with the wrong.
Speaking words of wisdom. That was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's right.
This was our latest church in the park
At
over
Hilltop.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Really nice place to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
It's a nice
that park.
Yeah.
And then yesterday, which I just call Rock Badger Day, but
Harassing.
Hyraxes.
Hyraxes.
Hyraxes. Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like the message took a weird turn. This is just me, and this is my Monday morning look back. I just feel, here's the problem. I really think this was the biggest of the problem. And this is what I was explaining. The way my day started and kept going is when I don't know what I was thinking. It was like looking at my watch and thinking it was, no, I didn't. I knew it was what time I was supposed to be there. But in my head, I don't know, it's like you look at your watch and you're just sort of seeing it an hour early. I don't know. It's weird. I was just thinking, I don't have to be there yet. I still have an hour.
So it was really a good thing that I was running a few minutes late. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, it is, because it was like, what? You're late? What? Oh, wait a minute.
It was funny seeing those texts because I didn't really have an obligation to get there. So early, so I saw those texts and going, oh, this is interesting.
This is going to be great. Kathy and Josh and I, we were there, and we're just kind of sitting there.
What's happening today?
Was it a church in the park? We weren't at the right place, right? I'm just checking the email.
I think maybe
we're at the right place. And then, because you don't typically run late either, and so it was just kind of weird.
It was strange.
It was a weird morning.
And that said, I was glad to see that we had a number of people there and some visitors and stuff, and there was good things that were happening. I just was off my game.
That young man was from.
He works with Melissa and Kyle.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, and he absolutely loved being there.
That's good.
So there's a lot of cool things about it.
I overheard him say something like he was going to church and then he stopped going to church. So that's good that he was there.
Yeah.
I'd love to see him again.
He's looking for community, so and I told him that was one of the things.
Very nice guy.
Definitely that was one of the big things that drew Joy and I to Compass was just that very instant sense of community. It's definitely a strong point.
I agree.
Yeah, it was just very, very cool that he was there, and he had been thinking about that he needed to come to church again.
Yeah.
Some other things going on in his family. Again, we're on a podcast, so I don't want to go into too much detail there, but bottom line was afterward, he was just like, this was great. I can't wait. His brother's getting married this coming weekend, Friday and Saturday. And we were talking about the movie night. He's like, I really kind of want to come to the movie night when my brother's rehearsal is happening.
But my stupid brothers getting married.
So, I don't know. Anyway, but Kyle and Melissa both, they have nothing but good things to say about this guy. He's just very, very nice. He'd be a good fit, I think, for our church. So I hope he come back if he sees us.
Do you play drums?
No, we just play the ukulele. We were talking about that.
That's cool.
So, the whole string section.
Yeah, to get a whole string quartet going.
Yeah, right?
Everything.
That'd be great.
Still trying to get Josh motivated to, do more on his cello. Yeah, his cello?
Yeah, the cello. That's the calmer version of the cello.
Yeah.
It's chill.
I did like the message yesterday, though, Johnny. I just loved that opening verse. I am more stupid than any other person.
Yes.
Ragger.
Isn't that funny? You go through all of this whole book of wisdom, and you're in chapter 30, and it starts up, boy, I'm stupid.
I
love it.
I like it.
I can relate.
That's the thing. Right? That's the whole thing about that.
Yes.
It's kind of funny, but you're like, ha, yeah. And I lack a human's ability to understand.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, he's the perfect reader. That's why he's described that way as like the perfect reader of Proverbs. Even though he himself is writing one of the chapters, that's kind of how we need to approach it. It's that humility, it's the fear of the Lord, it's the beginning of wisdom, it's realizing you don't know it all. That sort of reminds me of I guess I can say this. Yeah, he's old, he can deal with it. He's not watching anyway. My older brother, when he was in college, they usually did this little thing where they ask you a bunch of questions. You fill out a form, questionnaire, and then you have a counselor kind of talk with you. This is a ministerial student deal. And one of my favorite professors of all time is Dr. Donald R. Potts. He's the one that always I'm quoting when I say something funny, and I say, I had a professor that said blah, blah, and whatever it was funny. It's usually him.
Yeah.
All right, but so he's sitting there talking to my brother, and he's looking through his kind of doctrinal understandings and what he believes about this and what he thinks about that and whatever. And he looked at him and said, "Well, Bill, I'm not sure that that school is right for you." He's like, "What?" He goes, "Well, I don't think that we can teach you anything." I said, you seem to kind of feel like you pretty much know it all already. He was like, no, I want to learn. That's funny. And he kind of chuckled at him. He was just like, "You got some very strong opinions there. I'm not sure we can teach you anything." And there is some truth to that, right? I mean, yeah, if you think you know it all, you're not going to be teachable or going to learn anything. So it's funny.
Well, you make that point that if you're truly a student of the Bible and you start off with the point that I'm stupid, on every time you go into it, then you're going to always have those moments where you can be like your professor and say, "I just saw something new with the Bible today."
Different professor,
yeah. So yeah, and it's amazing because I mean, like one of those things was I don't know how many times I've read the Proverbs all the way through, and I somehow always missed the connection between those really cool things, the way of the eagle in the sky, and the way of a boat and whatnot, and it's just like the leech. In essence, I'm like, how did I ever miss that?
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys followed that because honestly, I felt like I was talking. This is why I felt like this is my counseling on Monday, because I try not to say too much when I feel like I kind of messed up something, but I confess on Mondays. But I'm glad to always hear that someone did get something from it, because I either feel like I rushed through a part, or I'm not sure I made the point I wanted to make here, because I looked at the time and realized, doggone it, I'm running out of time. And I know I could keep talking for 30 minutes or whatever, but I just value your time, and I also feel like I could do better than that. So, when I got to some of those descriptors, I'm not sure, at least from my own personal perspective, whether I conveyed it well. So you guys tell me. It sounds like you got some of that.
Well, good clarity in there in that.
Yeah, and those proverbs are so different from so many of the others in there as well.
No wonder I can't find what I'm looking for. I'm looking at the wrong one. There was another one, a little gem. Occasionally you'll run across these little throwaway statements and whatnot. And there's one in his intro, Agar's intro, in verse what is this, about 4. He's asking, he's asking about God, right?
Yeah.
And he says right at the end, what is his name and what is the name of his son?
Yes.
It's like, holy cow, pointing right to Jesus.
Yes.
Yeah.
I could have landed there, but I didn't. I just let it ring. I almost did.
If you know, he says.
Yeah.
If you know,
tell me if you know.
That relationship thing again as well. So if you don't have the relationship side of any of this, then it's just, there might be some things you can pick up and use and whatnot, but it's not going to be particularly useful overall.
Yeah, that's very interesting what you just said there, Bob, because over the years, I've always said, if you come to worship as a follower of Jesus, and you come with an expectant heart, and you've prayed, and you're ready to support, and you're leaning in, and God, teach me today. It could be on something that has nothing to do with you on any level, but God will always throw you a bone if you're listening. I've sat through some really dull message before, but and I'm still praying for him. God, help him, Jesus, help him. Right? I'm not saying, but I'm just like, God, I don't know if there's anything here. And literally, the last 3 sentences or something is like you can almost go, oh my gosh. Nothing about this message had anything to do with me. Didn't seem to resonate, but then it was like God said, I know you're listening. I got something for you, right? Yeah. So we can always learn something, even from a message that you might even think, I'm not sure how this fits me and my family and my life and my job right now. But always be willing, always be open, always be leaning in is the way I describe it. God will speak. All right, what else? Anything?
How we're doing funny things?
It is. It's flashing between the charging and the battery level, which has gone down.
Sure.
You remember last time you weren't here last time,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Oh, right, yeah, we had to stop it.
Yeah,
There's a
it
moment.
actually turned itself
Yeah.
off.
Oh yeah, I saw the. It has done that to us before, and
Yeah.
that's why we
weird.
pulled the batteries off originally.
Yeah.
Because it did that on another podcast a year ago or so.
Weird, man.
It is weird.
I could just do this.
Well,
Yep.
we can,
I guess that would be an interesting segue. We're starting to figure out how to do the tech.
as we're flying, did you fix that left wing? Where?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
All right.
it's been a kind of an interesting go through with going to the parks and stuff, is figuring out what we can do, what we can't do, what we really need to do, and what we need to pay
Yeah.
attention to. So that's which is, I think, sharpened up other areas.
Yeah, I think, and we're near the end of the general summer jumping around stuff, but I mean, there are some cool things that actually we have been learning in that process. It's also tightened up some things, as you say. The whole experience, I think, has been very good. It does remind us that we are a church.
Yeah.
Right? We're not a building, but we're a church of
Right,
people.
right.
And we have church in this park over here.
Yeah.
We have church over here. And that's very valuable in our day and age. Not everybody gets to experience that, right? They're wondering why, they go to the same place every week. They sit in a comfortable pew of some kind, and they're still starting to complain about the chair. That's what I was about to say. that after a while, if you're not involved, if you're not serving, if you're not doing and growing, then all you can do is sit around and go, what about that light could be a little better? Well, this chair sure isn't very comfortable.
Yeah.
But if you've invited somebody you've been praying for 6 months, you're not thinking, am I coming? You're thinking, is this going to be good for them?
Yeah.
What can we
Right.
do? How can we make this place better? How can it be more inviting?
Right.
Please don't be talking about money this Sunday. That kind of thing.
Pretty much.
But anyway, it just changes.
And if you're new here, you can give half as much.
Well, anyway. But yeah, it's like the more you sit, the less you do, the more you find all kinds of things to, it's all about your comfort all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Right.
Rather than, let's worship the Lord, whether we're sitting on, rocks or on a hard pew or whatever. You want to connect with the Lord, and you want the people you've invited to experience that as well. It's just a very different experience than just sitting every week and, sitting, soaking.
We had a church.
How will they entertain me this week?
It was almost like stadium seats with the fold-up
Yeah.
seats.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
When we were little, you just kind of sit in them the weirdest ways, folding up, and you're like,
It's like theater seat.
Yeah,
I like
right in the
those.
middle of church. I'm stuck.
All right, I'll throw this idea out. Okay, this is, and I mentioned this to Bob. Now this, all right, this is not canon and calendar. All right, I'm just throwing this out
Uh-oh.
as something to think about. As how fun it would be to, because we've been moving around a lot this summer, to take a little bit of that into the fall and winter. But why is that tough? Because it's
Cold.
That's exactly right. Except for Christmas Eve, where we make it a thing. But aside
Even
from
then,
that,
it's cold.
but wouldn't it be fun to do our big Sunday on a stage in a theater or somewhere around, just as a plan?
Would be pretty cool.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, just wheels turning, thinking about some things, possibilities, fall, spring. That's awesome. Not in stone. And you're welcome. Thanks for joining us on the podcast. For now you're in the know of what's tumbling around as a possibility. But how fun it would be to invite somebody
Yeah.
to a special thing that we're doing at a theater, or we're doing on a stage somewhere that we've rented out.
Yeah.
And, having a big service, or even a big concert, or a big something.
That would be very cool.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear that.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I like that.
And if hundreds of people show up, that's our new location.
There you go.
School schmool. We're at the Oh, all right. How we doing on time?
Hey, we're doing all right.
Yeah, all right. What else?
We have time.
I will say I got a new guitar, so I'm happy about that.
It's a really nice looking guitar.
It is a nice little guitar.
Plays
It's like,
well.
could you tell? You could tell the difference, right? I know I could.
Yeah.
I was trying to, could you tell? She's like, yeah, well, yeah, kind of. I don't know, She could when we were at the house, but like, she was in her own zone on Sunday. But yeah, for me, I could tell with almost every chord change, with every little thing. It's like, yep, this is great. And it's, in fairness, it's brand new. It's not
Brand new strings,
brand new everything. But that all came about too because it wasn't like, hey, can I get a guitar for my birthday? It was more like, you know what, I need to take my old Epiphone in, big jumbo, which I'm sad that I got it to the guitar shop, and the guy started adding up all the things that were wrong with it, and it was going to cost more to repair it fully
Then to buy that.
than the cost of what that guitar is worth today. So, well, if I'm going to spend about that much anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and get it. And I just say this is not like humble, over faking humble, whatever. This truly is the least expensive Martin guitar you can buy.
But it's still a Martin.
But it's still a Martin. That's right.
Sounds great.
So it's still all the same way they approach it. There are a couple little things that are different than would have been in Nazareth, Pennsylvania, where all of them are usually made. This one's made in Mexico. So it's their only place that they do this in Mexico. But all of the same standards are there. They have a couple of little things that are different. Fun fact to know and tell, apparently Kyle's family, someone in his family, he's toured and they worked at the Martin guitar place.
Cool.
And, whatever it means to anybody, I don't know. But anyhow, it was fun. It was fun to get that guitar. And I also felt good that I didn't break the bank on it. But it's new and I dig it. So it was like it would be a nice birthday present.
You need it. Yeah.
What else? Anything else about Sunday? Anything else about anything else before we wrap it up? We've kind of all hit the wall, it looks like.
It was from all that discussion before we got
that's true. We just need to start rolling sooner. Because it could be in progress, It's like it's like you start a book. You want to start the action at the beginning. It's already happening. The movie starts. It's already happening. And you're trying to figure out what's going on. That's what our podcast will be. We'll just be half into the conversation, and then suddenly you're there, joining us in the.
It does remind me.
We're arguing.
We do have a list still of things that we need to talk about for the podcast, the little Q&A kind of stuff.
Yeah. Our questions kind of fell by the wayside, but we couldn't get anybody ask any questions.
We burned through the
I don't think we burned through all.
No, we didn't.
we didn't.
No, we didn't.
How much time we have left? Let's take the rest of them. We're on the last 30 seconds of it.
rapid fire. Let's go. One word answers only. Go.
There it is. Okay. So we answered the first one about the happens to a person who's lived a life to the T but never heard the gospel. We did tackle that one nicely. And then the next one was, were people before the flood vegetarians?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Well, hey, thanks for joining us. Rapid fire. All right.
Maybe.
Well, that'll be a preview for some other time.
Yep.
Maybe next week.
But yeah, we got three other.
And what were the others? Go ahead and read them off.
When is it okay to stop helping someone? When it comes to.
Oh, right. I think we did talk about that.
We did a little bit. Yeah, we have mentioned that one. What does it sound like when the Spirit calls you to do something? And if the serpent was in the Garden of Eden, it wasn't in the Garden of Eden, would Adam and Eve still have eaten the fruit? If they wouldn't have, I would have. Let's just say
Bob would have.
I'm pretty convinced
that one's a yes.
Yeah.
We could spend some time talking about that. I think it's just a matter of time.
That one, my answer to that one is that he was in the garden. And so that's the way it went down. Why speculate what would happen if you wonder?
Are we sinners because we sin, or
Right.
do we sin because we're sinners?
Yeah.
And that's not quite the same question, actually,
Yeah,
because that
it
goes
is.
back to the garden. It's a different thing.
Yeah.
But
This
there's
is
a similar
it's an origin
mindset
story
in it.
question.
It's an origin. All right, that's enough of this. We will deal with this. Hey, if you've got a question you want us to talk about, drop it in the comments or send an email to bob@compassdenver.com, and we'll look at it, talk about it, bat it around, argue, fight. It'll be great.
Thumb wrestle.
Fight.
Flip the table.
Flip the table. Table flip night. It's time for a
I'll
table
bring
flip.
my whip of cords.
My whip of cords.
Yeah, flipping the tables, hitting people with that whip of cords.
Oh, right. Cat of nine tails. Okay, well. All right, well.
Flail.
Fair enough. Well, any other words before we go to final? Because I think we probably need to go to final.
There is one more thing.
There is
What
one.
would that be,
And it's
Jake?
John 3:16.
Yes.
For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whosoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life.
Amen to that. Now, whosoever means you, it means me, it's all of us. Whosoever. Thanks for reminding us that and keeping us on track, Jake. Well, all right. Well, hey, you know what? We do meet somewhere in the world every week, but always online. And you can find us on Facebook by searching for Compass Church Colorado. And you can discover more at compassdenver.com. And we'd love to have you as our guest this Sunday at 10 this week, under the tree again at Arkansas Elementary School. All right. Final words.
At the tree.
At the tree.
Yes.
Not in the tree.
Although,
We could do it in the tree.
You could stay in the tree while we're at the tree.
I'm going to try that just to see how it works.
Climb up there with your
I think we're very much limiting our crowd that way. Oh my soul.
I could probably get up in there. I just wouldn't be able to get down.
Oh no, getting down is really easy. It's surviving.
Well, again, we
Well, that's
talk about
when-
the sudden
Sudden
stop at
stop
the
at
end.
the end.
Okay, when we get in the tree, we'll talk about the fruit of the tree.
Yes.
Garden of Eden, but please wear some clothes on it.
Yes.
All right. Yep, it's time for those final words, friends.
Love you guys. Love everyone out there.
Likewise.
This has been great.
Grace to you and peace, and that's all we have for tonight, thankfully. And we are out.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So long now. Give Kathy a chance to say goodbye.
Say bye, Kath.
It's too late. Oh, she said bye. Goodbye.
Here, now I can hit stop.